Hello, so this is question number 13.4.2. A pediatrician wants to determine the relationship which exists between child's height and head circumference. She randomly selects 11 children, so that is n value, and measures their height and head circumference. So x variable is the height and y variable is head circumference. Okay, let's see the data here. Now, I know we in class did it like in TI calculator. You enter this first list in L1 and the second list in L2. I want to show you how to do it in StatCrunch because it's convenient for you here in my MATLAB. So here's the data automatically comes, right? You press to stat. In regression, there is simple linear regression. So you want x variable to be height and y variable to be head circumference. So just press compute here. Okay, let's go to the question back. Now here is the values. Okay, when we have head circumference, y is equal to this times x. So when you look at your problem, you can enter the answers. X's coefficient is 0.1709, right? And they're asking round the slope to 3 decimal places. So that is X's coefficient 0.171 because they asked it in 3 decimal places. And the constant term, they're asking it in 1 decimal place, 13.0. So that is your regression equation. Interpret the slope. Let's interpret the slope. So what's happening here? We are saying for every inch of height increase, 0.1. How much is the slope? Slope is 0.171. For every 1 inch increase in the height, there will be 0.171 increase in the head circumference. That is what it means. Okay, so let's look that up. For every inch increase in height, the head circumference will increase by 0.171 in on average. Let's read if there is another option. For height 0 inches, head circumference is this. That's not what it means. That's for y-intercept. For every inch increase in the head circumference, no. X variable is height. For a head circumference 0 inches, no. It's inappropriate. It is appropriate. So that A is the correct option. Okay. Interpret y-intercept if it is appropriate. Y-intercept, on the other hand, in this problem would be when x is equal to 0. Now x0 means height of the child is 0. That's not appropriate, right? That does not make sense. So we are going to say it's not appropriate. We need to look for the thing where it says it's not appropriate. I think that's the last one. We cannot have height 0 of a child, so that is not appropriate. Okay. Use regression equation to predict the head circumference of a child who's 25 inches tall. So now the height is given to be 25 inches, and you see the equation we have already found, the regression equation, 0.171x plus 13.0. So in the calculator, we can do that by 0.171 times 25 and adding 13 to it. That is 17.275. So we can enter that answer here. 17 point, they are saying 2 decimal places. 17.28. Okay, compute the residual based on the observed head circumference of 25 inches tall. Now, what does observed head circumference of 25 inches tall kid means? So that you need to look up in the table. In the table for 25, there is 25 inches height, 17.1. So the observed value of y is equal to 17.1 for x is equal to 25. So you need to find the residual. Residual is y minus y cap. If you guys remember, it's observed minus the predicted value. And we said predicted value is 17.28. So 17.1 minus, so we subtract 17.1 minus 17.28 and find negative 0.18. That is the residual. Meaning that the head circumference of this child is below the value predicted. So what was the observed value? 17.1. Value predicted is 17.28. So it's because it's negative, it is below predicted. Okay. Draw a least regression line on the scatter diagram. Let's see. We had our scatter diagram. If you see, this automatically does that already, right? So you just have to see which one seems almost correct. I think so. You can, this looks like it can be any of these ABCD, so you can make them bigger and see. So you can compare each of them separately, making them bigger. And I think this is the answer. So I'm gonna select C. Okay. Notice that two children are 26.5 inches tall. One has the head circumference of 70.5 inches and the other has the head circumference of 70.7. They are saying in data, there are two kids with 26.5 height and their head circumferences are different. So what is the question? How can this be? It is possible, right? They are two different children. It's just data. They are just measurements. And we are just trying to make predictions based upon the height. We are not actually saying that all the children with the same height have the same head circumference. That's not what we are saying. So the only explanation is that the difference caused by measurement error. No, it's feasible. For the children of the height this, the head circumference can vary. Yeah, for always it can vary. There is no this is wrong. The only explanation is the difference is due to the fact. So only this one is correct. Okay. Would it be reasonable to use least square line to predict the head circumference of who is 32? So let's see what are we are having data from around say 25 to 28. 32 is not in this uh, area of scope, right? So it would not be true because this height is out of the scope of the model. So those are the question number 13. Let me know if it helps.